I'm Veronica Odeka, and welcome to Fashion and Beauty Talks here on Arise News. Join me as we chat about the latest in fashion news and beauty. Be sure to keep up with us as we stay on top of trends and key players in the industry within Africa and around the world. One of my favorite quotes of all times is by fashion icon Coco Chanel. Dress shabbily and they remember the dress. But if you dress impeccably, they're going to remember the woman. On today's show, we will be discussing just how much your style can make a difference and what your personal style says about you. Coming up, I will share style statement stories that made headlines from around the world this week. Plus, joining me in the studio to share with us about building a brand around personal style is Ozinna and Efe, founder of the Style Concierge. And top fashion blogger Efe Tomi will also be here to chat about the difference between personal style and street style, as well as chat with me about New York Fashion Week. Get excited, people, but stay right here. It's a style-studded show ahead, and that, of course, is what you don't want to miss. One of the many reasons style matters and how it can be used to make a statement was on full display last week when lawmakers during the State of the Union address in the U.S. caught the world's attention with theirs. African-American lawmakers came together to protest President Trump's recent derogatory comments about African nations. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus united together, sporting ties, scarves, and sashes in kente cloth. This vibrant printed fabric, which originates from Ghana, took center stage in Washington. I love how award-winning author Chimamanda Adichie broke the internet and even the international press community with her epic clapback response to the French journalist who asked if there are bookstores in Nigeria. Y'all all know the story by now. This week, Chimamanda showed off her impeccable sense of style, gracing the cover of L'Officiel Italia latest issue. And while most writers stay out of the spotlight when it comes to fashion, it was super exciting to see her put together elegance splash through the pages, wearing beautifully pieces by Nigerian designers Inkwa, The Lady Maker, and Fashpa. Another woman who is also doing Africa proud is Oscar award-winning actress Lupita Nyong'o. This week, at the world premiere of the first comic book adaptation to feature a largely Black cast, Black Panther, she graced the red carpet with her mother, Dorothy, whose dress she partly designed, announcing on Instagram that my mom looked so pretty at the Black Panther premiere, Kutala and I designed her dress. The pink and blue long-sleeve floor-length dress was made with the Flora Ankara fabric. Lupita plays the warrior Nakia in the Black Panther movie, which premieres in cinemas on the 15th of February. Just ahead, after the break, I'll be talking to Ozinna and Efe, a lady who paves the way with her own sense of fun style. Welcome back to Fashion and Beauty Talks here on Arise News. I'm Veronica Odeka. Style is a reflection of your attitude and your personality, and Ozinna and Efe's style reflects hers. She has created a niche market for herself with branding and the Nigerian fashion industry with her company, The Style Concierge, which caters to creatives and businesses in the fashion and lifestyle industry. Welcome to Fashion and Beauty Talks, Ozinna. Very glad to have you on here.
Thank you. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. So do you. So let me even ask you, first of all, are you wearing Nigerian designers?
I only wear Nigerian.
You know, that's it. I just wanted to be sure, because you know, every once in a while we kind of mix our styles, whatever we wear, international in here. But I think that is the whole essence of who you've become now. You know, it's this championing chairperson for wearing, you know, Nigerian brands and being really, really proud about it. Can you kind of like define your style for us? Like, what is your sense of style?
I think my style is very comfortable, it's very fun, it's very colorful. As you can see, it's extremely colorful. Well, sometimes I wear all black or all white, but I think it's very colorful, it's very fun, and it's me.
Your style it is you, of course, because I can see like right now what you're wearing. But you know, girl, let's, you know, talk about the fact that previously before, Nigerians didn't really tend to want to embrace Nigerian designers and create our own sense of personal style. We loved wearing labels from international brands and saying, oh, I bought this or I'm wearing that. But I like how it's a fresh movement that you have going on now. You kind of stick to Nigerian designers and you only kind of wear that and championing that, especially with your social media. Tell us how all this came about. Because you didn't live here for such a long time. You were away going to school.
So I grew up in the States. I was born in the States. I went to school in the States. But I moved to Paris to do my master's. So I feel like that's where my fashion journey really started, you know.
Yeah, because you think that Parisians embrace their own brands.
Exactly.
A lot,
and it's people are very confident in their style and everything. So when I moved back to Nigeria, I noticed that I didn't have the same stores I had in Paris, and I was like, I'm not gonna fly back every time I want to shop. So I started making a conscious effort to start shopping Nigerian brands. I was always looking for Nigerian brands, and then my Instagram page probably just had maybe 1,000, 2,000 followers.
Did you find that as like a challenge? You know what I mean? Like, of course, you're different in Paris. In Europe, you can shop.
Exactly, but here it was so tough. I was always calling people like, so where'd you buy stuff? And no one ever knew. I think back then it was only L'Espace. That was the main fashion store. So I literally went to L'Espace like
all the time.
Almost every day. I was always there, and I would just find a designer. And if I buy like 2 things, I'll call the designer like, hey, if you have more stuff, can you call me?
Let me know.
So that was kind of how
there was no outlet middle ground where you can see things and then shop, or you're not getting emails and mailers. So you have to be the person going out to look for style. So is that how Ozinna.com came about?
Yeah. So what happened was 2 months into being in Nigeria, I was going to do NYSC. And at NYSC in camp, some girls were staring at me, and I was like, oh gosh, like, what did I do? Like, well, what's the problem? And one of them comes up to me like, hey, I really like your page because, you know, every time I go on your page, I discover a new designer. Another girl came up to me like, oh, I like your tailor and stuff. So then people were like, you should start blogging, but it wasn't really something I thought I could do. So
you felt like more for you, it's more about expressing my style with personal style.
Thank you. So not necessarily that's why I don't like with blogging, you have to make more effort and tell a story. But I just was trying to show people what I was wearing. So that was how I started tagging the brands on my page, and my page started growing, was growing really fast. And then I started working at, I did the first LFDW in 2014. That was when I met a whole lot of Nigerian designers. So when I met them, I started making a very active effort to talk to them all the time. So my page started growing, and people would always be like, where's your stuff from? I can't reach the designer. I called the designer, they said it was out of stock, and people were always calling me. So I thought, why not launch a website where people can literally shop my style?
So what happens now is that you wear the pieces, and I know you actually curate pieces that you like. So Ozinna, you guys, she's not wearing, I mean, you can't bribe her if you're a designer. Don't try to bribe Ozinna and say, hey girl, I need you to please post my outfit on Instagram or your page so that people can buy. She literally posts things that she wears and that she identifies with. And I think that that's what's refreshing about this, is because you can't pay for the advertisement. If you want to pay her, there's the complete opposite, which of course is the brand. We'll talk about that in a second. But with the personal style, I love that it reflects you. And so have you noticed now that if you thought you were the only person that had that style, there are a lot of people that are identifying with your personal style and creating their own style.
I get a lot of messages where people can see this outfit now, and tomorrow I get a lot of DMs like, I recreated this in my closet, I found this cute skirt that looked like yours, and I have a striped shirt too. So it's always refreshing to see that, you know, there are girls like me out there as well.
Actually, so how did you now kind of move that from Ozinna.com and creating this brand that is selling out stuff into Style Concierge?
Okay, so my master's is in communication, so mainly...
Just like me, girl, communication major.
Yeah, so it's like in branding and communication. So I knew I always wanted to work in branding and communications, and I wanted to go more corporate, probably work in an insurance firm and an oil company. But then I noticed that nobody did this in the fashion industry, or if people did it, they weren't really out there. So I decided to start a company whereby, you know, would help manage brands. So when people come to me and say, oh my gosh, can you wear my dress to make it look cute? So I'll be like,
no, but I can manage your brand
and show you the photo shoot. Exactly.
So I think we're going to be showing, I don't know if we have now, we're going to probably be looking at a few pictures and campaigns you've done. Tell us about the campaigns, a couple of the brands that you've actually worked with. I think you've done Maju, I've done Frankie and Co. Yeah. You were actually, not only do you sometimes work behind the scenes with the whole team, but you actually take part in it. So do you decide and say, you know what, it has to kind of represent me if I'm going to take part of it? Because I love the Frankie and Co. You wore the denim jeans. And I love the fresh take on that. Tell us.
So basically, if I have to be a part of the campaign, I have to be a part of the process. So for Frankie and Co, I was going in and I was seeing the clothes and they were doing sketches, and I was like, that's cute, but it's not really me, or I think we should add some details to the sleeves. So if I have to be in the pictures, I have to absolutely like the clothes.
Yeah, so pretty much take total control of it.
Not Not told, because I don't think I'm a designer. I just know how to tell you what I think looks nice on me and what I think doesn't. So that's what it is. But I prefer being behind the scenes when I'm actually, you know, coming up with the mood boards, coming up with the concepts, creatively directing the shoot, finding the models, finding the makeup artists.
Putting the whole thing together and just managing all of that with a team, and just slowly I can see that the brand is evolving, because I kind of feel like Ozinna.com is you. That is your personal brand, and it's representing your personal sense of style. And then the Style Concierge is now this business that you're actually building with a team of creatives to help manage other people's brands. So how difficult or challenging is it to kind of, or is it easy for the two to merge?
It's difficult because sometimes people can't see the difference between the two. I always tell people, Ozinna.com is me, it's personal, it has nothing to do with your business. But they just assume I'm a designer. If my brand is a Style Concierge client, why aren't you wearing my stuff? And I say to them, I may not be your audience. Like, your clothes can be for a woman in their 50s, and I can still manage that brand, but putting me in the clothes is not representing the brand the way you want it to be. So sometimes it gets very difficult for people to kind of separate
and
the two.
Understand the difference between the two. Okay, great. So for someone so young as yourself that has an amazing sense of style and a great understanding, or I think more the confidence, like you said, you've owned your style. You're like, this is who I am. I'm fun, I'm exciting, I'm Ozinna. I'm all about that. What advice would you give for other girls or young ladies who are like, oh, I love her style. How do I now begin to develop my own personal sense of style? Is there tips on just that they should have, that anyone should have?
A lot of people I notice are not confident in the way they dress. You know, for example, I have friends that if they want to go out, they have to wait for another girlfriend to come in so they can all
kind of help,
And I'm like, no, you don't need other people's advice.
So confidence is the first thing?
Yeah, I even appreciate when I see people and I don't necessarily like their outfit, but I like how they're carrying themselves, because it says a lot about your style. It shows that you might not like it, but that's me and that's who I am.
That is
so I always tell people, like, you just have to be confident, trust your gut. If you feel like that works, that works. You know?
So that's for the personal style. And so what would you say for people that want to go into the business of what you're doing, like the whole Style Concierge branding, or even wanting to have an idea of what goes into this and what does it entail? What kind of advice do you have for them?
It takes a lot of work. You know, a lot of people just see my social media page and just assume...
They're like, oh, girl, she does it fun. Yeah. Ozinna is living the life. Ozinna is everywhere. They don't know you're having sleepless nights sometimes.
It's
anxiety.
It's the worst. I have panic attacks all the time about work. It's so bad. So I tell a lot of people, you have to be consistent. People don't realize how important it is to be consistent. So I've lived in Nigeria now since I moved back for 4 years. I had Style Concierge officially for 2.5 years, and the other 1.5 years I was in NYC. I was interning in different places, and a lot of people don't know that. They just see my Instagram page today and assume that it all happened overnight.
But you slept and woke up.
Exactly, but
Fabulous.
It's a lot of work. So people just need to stay consistent and then, you know, believe in your dream.
And just kind of use that and just keep going forward to move the brand forward. So I really appreciate that, but I definitely want you to leave us with a personal style tip before you go. Like, give us 3 personal style tips.
Okay, number 1, always own something white. Even if it's a white shirt, white pants. White is a very refreshing color.
Something to have in the wardrobe.
So it's just something you should always have in your wardrobe. Number 2, although some people argue with me about this one, don't be afraid to clash prints.
Of course.
Some people are always so nervous about it. They're like, it's because of your line of work. I'm like,
please, I agree with this. I can clash prints in my suit.
Clashing prints is number 2 for me. And number 3 is always try to be timeless. You want to see an outfit and know that in 10 years, you'd see that picture and still be like, oh, wow,
and then you can wear it again.
Really good. So those are the first 3 that come to my mind.
Fantastic. I really appreciate you, Ozinna, for coming on today, sharing us everything about fabulous Ozinna.com, and of course, the Style Concierge. So you guys, if you're out there and you're someone who's interested in fashion, definitely hit up Ozinna to style your next campaign, or just kind of help you edit your collections as designers. Thank you so much, everyone, for having you on. We're heading for a really short break, you guys, but when we come back, I'll be talking to Efe Tomi, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Fashion and Beauty Talks on Arise. I am Veronica Odeka. Efe Mena Adrian Adebamu, popularly known as Efe Tomi, is known for his daring, vibrant, and trendy looks, which has earned him a constant feature on the pages of Nigeria's leading fashion magazines and fashion blogs. And we thought that there was no better person to tell men what their style says about them better than him. Welcome to Fashion and Beauty, Efe.
Thank you so much, Veronica.
Looking so suave. You
are looking good.
Thank you. I love this pop of red.
I mean, with me, I just think that for every look, you must have a pop of something. Something to leave people to talk.
You are popping. That is definitely for sure. Exactly. So, Efe, you know what? Tell us, what do you call this, your sense of style? What is it? Is there a category that you fit into, or have you just kind of created your own? What is this?
Personally, I do not think that I do. Whenever people ask me to describe my style, I always say to them that I don't think I have a style. I just experiment with fashion, and luckily for me, it just works out so nicely. You know, I mean, this morning leaving the house, I didn't know what to wear. I just wanted to look dapper. At the same time, I wanted to look good. I wanted to look admirable. That's the only thing that resonates in my head anytime I'm dressing up.
I think with you,
admirable.
I think with you, like you said, there's some things I kind of took from that, what you were saying. You were like, I always like to look dapper. And you always look very well put together. Even if you're just wearing like a t-shirt and jeans, I still feel that you almost look like you're tailored, like everything was custom made for you.
Yes, so, that really matters to me. Yes, it matters to me. Like when I'm making custom suits from Nigerian designers, especially, you don't want to know the number of times I go back and forth with fittings.
Really? Yeah. You're that particular about making
very particular. I'm too meticulous. I'm very involved with every look.
In everything that you wear. And I feel like that is part of who you are. So, you know, of course, one of the things that I can say about you is that you're synonymous with always having like a bag. You know, it's one of your key two things. Tell us about all of that. Like,
yes.
Why is that so? Is it that you like bags, or you feel like it's part of who your aesthetic is?
It's, for me, I go out with magazines. I go out with so many things. I don't like anything in my pocket. I don't like wallets.
You don't even have anywhere to put it because, I mean, you're so tailored down to the socks.
Because when I put in a wallet in my pocket, it just makes it look bulky. And then it spoils the entire picture.
Takes away.
It spoils the look. You know, I see it on people and I'm like, how do you get a carry wallet? So I just store everything in a bag, laptop and everything in a bag, and then I carried it back.
And then it's easy breezy.
Yeah, and then it's a chic thing. I think every man should have a little element of chicness.
We're looking at the bag on the screen. We're kind of looking at the pictures of you from Fashion Week.
That was 2016.
Yeah, on the screen or whatever. So tell us, what are some of the things that you feel will help any guy define their style? Like, what are some things that people should kind of note for men?
First thing first, I think every man should know that when they ask you what are your favorite colors, you should never say white or black, because for me, white and black are classics. You should pick from primary colors. Like for me, my favorite color is blue and red. Royal blue.
Okay, why royal blue? Is that for you?
That's for me.
Okay.
And I like to accentuate that into my style every time. There's some element of blue or element of red, or whatever my white, something.
I think another thing that I've realized, I personally say with guys, and something I've kind of picked up from your style is, I always look at you, or guys that are like you, that seem to follow your sense of style and have started to emulate it in their wardrobe. It's something interesting. It's always like you say, either the pop of color, or it's like, oh, I love the way he contrasts that green hanky.
And then I have old pieces in my wardrobe. Like, I don't have old things new, you know, like, I mean, I'm wearing a pair of jeans. I've had this pair of jeans since 2000. Oh my God, I have to say that. I have had it since 2012. Oh, wow. And they still look so great.
See, I think that's an amazing thing. So New York Fashion Week starts next week, Thursday, February 8th.
The couture week.
And couture, I am super excited, obviously, because I lead Fashion Week. So for someone who has been for previous one, what are some of the things that the style and the trends that we should be looking for this year? Or what is it about New York Fashion Week that people fluctuate to? Is it the dictation of style and the trends to look out for you that you've been? What has it been like?
Personally, with New York Fashion Week, I think that it's just so beautiful because it's a whole new experience for me. I mean, having attended 2 years in a row, I feel like the fashion, especially the street style, which is the party. That's the party, because I mean, the shows is just like 10, 20, 15 minutes, it's over. But everybody comes out for the street style. That's where you wake up, and then the excitement.
You're inspired.
The excitement.
You know what? I've seen your pictures from New York Fashion Week, and your style was impeccable day on day. You were covering the fashion scene, taking pictures with other celebs, other fashion bloggers, people that are influencers. As an influencer yourself, you know, I want to know, do you go to New York and create a street style for that aura of Fashion Week, or are you taking your personal style and now it's just on display for everyone to see?
The thing for me is when I wanted to go for Fashion Week in 2016.
Yes.
I worked with my friend Moashi Styling.
Yes.
And then we curated looks for all the days.
Yes.
But last year he was supposed to join me, and then last minute he messaged me to say, hey, I can't make the trip anymore. I almost died. Like, I felt like the ground
Why now? You have a fantastic sense of style.
And then immediately I started going shopping. And because my style is not really over the top, I try to work on a budget. So I try to work, I'm a perfect blend of high-end
and street
like
style
high-end
and high street.
High street. I mix very well. I can go into Zara and come out and look way better than someone who's coming out from a Givenchy store. That's the thing. Because sometimes some people can come out wearing head-to-toe Dolce & Gabbana and still look like they just stepped out from Guess.
So do you think that street style is where people, I know a lot of times cameras go and all eyes are on what's happening on the runway, but now I think that there's kind of been a shift. People are now looking to what's happening
in the streets.
In the streets.
And it's painful.
Yeah.
Last year I was carrying a bag and I was posing on the road where the cameras came all when I just came out from the car. The cameras came, I was posing and only for my pictures to be coming, and all I saw was my bag all over the magazine. I'm like, damn, I was posing for the
for the camera. But now it seems to be like all about the accessories.
They focused on bags and accessories last year.
So I feel like we can definitely look to New York Fashion Week, obviously to be inspired and for setting the trends. But what are some of the things you want to see this season? Is there anything in particular you're looking for that we should see more of? Is it like more accessories?
Yeah. No, for me, I want to see more dresses. Don't forget that there are award seasons, and after the shows, we'll get to see everything that was on the runway on the red carpet. So I want to see, so I'll be able to make predictions on who is going to be wearing this. I'd love to see this on Beyonce. I'd love to see this on Kim. I'd love to see this on Paris Hilton. Yes. Do you understand what I mean? I'd love to see this on Lupita Nyong'o. So it's exciting when I see like new designs, especially from last year. I wonder how they transcend so well into the new season, knowing that the colors of this season, this is a beige, you know, lots of black. So I strongly feel that beige is still going to rule this season, and black is going to rule as well. So I'm really looking forward to it.
To sing along. We are as well here. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Efe is looking forward to seeing what's happening on the streets, and I'm sure everybody else at home is looking forward to seeing it. Thank you so very much, Efe, for coming on the show. I really appreciate you for coming. So much. That's all from Fashion and Beauty Talks today. Stay tuned for the rest of our programming on Arise News. Catch you next week.